Day one, cookie. I was really kind of focused on getting the texture just right, and as you can see, we nailed it. Um, really kind of sucks. But one thing I did implement was this node group here that randomizes the coordinates so that you get a different cookie each time you duplicate your primitive shape. Candy, these worked out a little bit better. Um, I'm sure that now I would be better about what geometry I'm borrowing, and I'd be able to avoid some of the sugar stretching. You can kind of see it there. Once again, I implemented this group that randomizes the texture values. Basically, I'm just taking the random value and multiplying it by some value to make the location of the texture random between 0 and 30 or 0 and 50 in this case. And my color ramps over here use that random value to choose a color and a subsurface color for the different, I don't know, I'm calling them sugar drops. Here is the Durian. I was originally trying to make a dragon fruit, I think, and I was like, oh, if I just keep isolating like smaller and smaller portions of the geometry and extruding those upwards, like that's basically it, right? And it turned out to be way harder than that. I really don't know how some of these guys are doing this stuff. So I went with something way easier. There's the node group for you. So this one I wasn't really sold on until I saw it in motion, and then I was like, okay, I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess. It's not exactly a realistic thing, which is what I'm usually trying to make. But I've got the scene here with set to bump only to show you that on this one I am just isolating a smaller portion of that geometry and like kind of pulling it out a little bit to create kind of a like a head of wheat or something. It's basically just turning a sphere into a sphere with sort of a hair system borrowed from the geometry. Pastry is the first one where I feel like I got actually what I wanted, which was a nice looking thing. There's probably something to do here to change how this looks, make it a little bit better. I do have an empty here, but that's just as a depth of field object for the camera, which I could have used the cube, but I'm not really sure why I did that other than just out of habit. Anyway, there are the nodes for that. Basically just kind of mapping out different masks. And adding up all the different layers of displacement. And then here at the end I'm using this multiply node, I'm keyframing it for animation.
Bruh.